Okay. Um, so this is my first vlog, first video. So I apologize if there are any awkward pauses like this because I'm not used to having a camera around. But let me just talk about why I've decided to start filming things. I am an NYU student in Paris, and for the past 24 hours, we have been in a state of chaos because of the coronavirus. Okay, maybe I should go back and explain it. So, I am I am an NYU student in Paris. I studied in London for the previous semester, but I've always wanted to come to Paris because I am a student in comparative literature and I study French. So obviously Paris would be the great site to come to. And for the first few months since I arrived at the end of January, everything was great. There were some adjustments to be made, but everything was great. And we were just starting to, get into the swing of things. Our midterms was coming. But then the coronavirus hit. I should say that I'm an international student, so I've known of the coronavirus since January. But it's always been something that's far away from Paris, from France, until it started hitting Italy. And when NYU Florence decided to close down, we all felt like maybe it won't come to this for Paris. Even last week, my teachers were like, just stay calm, like everything's gonna be fine. But everything was not fine in the last 24 hours, in the last 48 hours. And I didn't manage to capture all in video, but hopefully the following photos will illustrate how my day went when I found out that they were going to close the center. So my day actually started off pretty normally. I woke up around 7:30 a.m. to get ready for my class at 9 a.m. The night before, we had gotten an email at around 11 p.m. from NYU stating that all classes would go on online onto Zoom. That includes the site in New York. So I was prepared for that, and I thought that all the professors would use our last day of school to talk about their arrangements. And that's exactly what my professor did for my 9 a.m. class. She was more concerned about how we were supposed to meet up and discuss our essays or any questions we had with her if we weren't allowed to be in school. And then afterwards, my class, which was supposed to be at 10:45, was changed into a movie screening at night instead. So I didn't have class and I went for lunch, as you can see. I had the same professor for the next two classes between 12:30 and 3:30. So with the first class at 12:30, she was telling us how the professors themselves were a little confused because some of them had never used Zoom before. So when the class ended at 2 o'clock, she went to have a meeting with the rest of the faculty and probably the administration as well to find out what was coming in from New York. So as we were waiting for her, some of my classmates decided to play games. One of them did Hangman with us, and we also played Zip Zap Zop, which was pretty fun. I think we were all just trying to keep our spirits up amidst all the confusion and chaos that was happening around us, because it was pretty obvious that the professors were all a bit overwhelmed, and so were the faculty, and none of us really knew if we were supposed to leave or to stay. At 3:45, they organized an information session for the students between some members of the administration and also faculty. Um, Half the auditorium was full. Most students wanted to know if they would get either a refund or some form of compensation for plane tickets or housing if they chose to leave. Others had questions about why NYU Paris only decided to do this well, not NYU Paris, but NYU Global Programs decided to do this so quickly and without any warning. And I felt like the NYU Paris staff was also a little overwhelmed because they said that they were getting news like straight from NYU New York as it was happening. So the meeting wasn't very useful in my opinion, but at least some of us got to ask our questions and got them noted down so that NYU Global Programs could take note of them. Well, I went to get boba and also do some yoga. After the yoga class ended, I went to have dinner with my friend as we had arranged previously, because we were all going to see the film that my other professor had arranged for us to see. Dinner was nice. We just talked about what was going on at the town hall meeting earlier, but none of us expected what was going to happen later that night. Things started to really go south halfway through the movie. My friend texted me to ask if we were closed, and I had no idea, so I checked my email, and there was an email from NYU Global Programs that said that all sites abroad have been closed. So I freaked out. I told my friend to check their emails, and we all just sat there. I don't think anyone paid attention to the movie, honestly, but we just sat there like talking about what's this gonna mean for us? Like, are we all gonna go home? And my professor actually didn't even know until we told her after the movie. So she just said that we should go home and figure things out and that she will keep in contact with us. Some of my friends and I, my classmates, we decided to go to a bar to drown our sorrows away because all of us had really wanted to be in Paris and we still want to be in Paris, but it was just so confusing. And all this had happened within the past 12 hours at that point. So we all went to a bar and we decided to order some drinks. And two of my friends, well, all of us actually, started just calling our parents and talking to them about what was happening recently. And so that was how it ended. And in retrospect, it all seemed like a blur because I woken up that day thinking that we were just going to talk about, you know, what our schedule is going to be like for the next 2 weeks, how are we going to do online classes, and within 12 hours, my school had shut down. Nobody knew what was going on, and everything was just a big chaotic mess. So it's near midnight now. I've been editing this video for the past 6 hours, and there have been new things that has happened, but I don't want to put them in the video right now. So hopefully I can do another vlog and keep just chronicling what's been happening as this virus progresses. If you're an NYU student, if you're an NYU student who is in Paris, or if you're just a college student who is affected by all the closures that's been happening, I would love to hear your experience if you comment below. And I hope that everyone gets home safe or is safe where they are right now. And we'll get through it, hopefully. Bye.